Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's meeting. Before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone to please bow your head for a moment of silent reflection. And thank you. Mr. Minges.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Our next agenda meeting is scheduled for next Wednesday, January 15th, 2020 at 2 o'clock.
That's good. January 15th, 2 o'clock. Thank you.
On our utilities agenda, item number 1, docket number 2019-379C, we have a request for numbering resources.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Chairman, Teleport Communications America, LLC, is requesting that the Commission overturn the North American Numbering Plan Administrator and/or the Pooling Administrator's denial of the entity of Columbus McKinnon request for numbering resources in the 843 area code. TCA submitted a pooling administration request for assignment of 1,000 blocks in the Mount Pleasant Rate Center to integrate into its customer's existing dialing plan. The request for a block to be in the format of 843 NXX XXXX, where the block does not start with 7 and blocks 843 XXX-0, 8 and 9 are undesirable. In order to meet the customer's express request for numbers, TAC requested assignment of 1,000 blocks in the Mount Pleasant Rate Center. TAC does not have the existing numbers to meet its customer's request. I find that Columbus McKinney has demonstrated a verifiable need for numbering resources. Since an appeal to this state commission is the only means to effect its request, I also conclude that TCA has exhausted all available remedies. Therefore, pursuant to 47 CFR 52-15 subsection GC, I move we overturn Napa PA's decision to deny the numbering resources and to direct them to approve the request. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Items 2, 3, and 5 are petitions to intervene in docket number 2019-290WS from the town of Irmo, York County, and James S. Knowlton.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer.
I move that we grant the petitions to intervene as identified by Mr. Minges.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Going back to item number 4, docket number 2019-290WS, we have a petition to intervene by Stefan Dover.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer.
Stefan Dover has submitted several reasons for which he seeks to intervene in this docket, one of which is to speak on behalf of those in his neighborhood. I move that we grant his petition to intervene. However, Mr. Dover should note and be advised that only licensed attorneys in this state can represent the positions of others. So while he may intervene and speak on behalf of himself in this proceeding concerning Blue Granite's application for a rate increase, he may not represent or speak on behalf of others. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 6, docket number 2019-290WS. We have a request from Rita Aiken for a public night hearing in Anderson County.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer.
on December 4th, 2019, this commission voted to hold a night hearing in Anderson County, and it is scheduled to be held on Thursday, February 6, 2020 at the Anderson County Council Chambers. I believe that her request is moot, but I ask that she be notified with this directive of the scheduled night hearing to be held in Anderson. Thank you.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Items 7 and 8 are petitions to intervene in docket number 2019-367A from Duke Energy Carolinas LLC, Duke Energy Progress LLC, and Piedmont Natural Gas Company.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the positions to intervene as identified. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 9, docket number 2019-383E. Dominion Energy is requesting approval of the third and sixth amendments to contract for electric service with DAK Americas LLC, along with the request for confidential treatment of the amendments.
Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Chairman, I move we grant Dominion Energy's request for approval of the third and sixth amendments to the contract for electric service with DAK Americas LLC, along with the request for confidential treatment of the amendments. The company maintains that these amendments are commercially sensitive and proprietary in nature. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Commissioner Belzer.
I agree with Commissioner Howard's motion. I would also note that ORS has filed a letter where they have reviewed these requests and have no objections. Just would like to note that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries.
Item number 10, docket number 2019-326E. We have a petition to intervene on behalf of Ecoplexus Incorporated.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant the petition to intervene filed on behalf of Exoplexus Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Items 11 through 15 are petitions to intervene in docket number 2019-365E from Cypress Creek Renewables LLC, Solar Business Alliance, Ecoplexus Incorporated, Johnson Development Associates, and Dominion Energy.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we grant the positions to intervene as identified. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. And the motions carry.
Item number 16, docket number 2019-351E. We have a motion to dismiss the complaint of Frederick Howard.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
Mr. and Ms. Frederick Howard have filed 6 complaints against Duke Energy Carolinas LLC over a period of several months dating back January of 2017. In each of their complaints, they request that the Commission order Duke to allow them to enter into a payment plan and forestall disconnection for lack of payment of the utility bills. The first 3 complaints involve the fact that Duke did enter into an agreement with the Howards, and the Howards consented to dismiss their first 3 complaints. In the 4th complaint, the Commission granted the company's motion to dismiss, finding that the Howards had not alleged any violation of law or raised any issue which the Commission could grant relief. Following the filing of their 5th complaint, Mr. Howard proposed another payment schedule, and the Commission ordered the implementation of that payment schedule as requested by him. However, the Commission also held that if the Howards failed to meet their obligations under the schedule that they proposed, it would result in dismissal of their complaint and disconnection of their service in accordance with Commission regulations without any further Commission action. Several months later, the Howards' account was again in arrears. They filed a 6th complaint, again asking the Commission to intervene to secure alternate payment arrangements. But their 6th complaint did not allege any unlawful actions by Duke. Commission's complaint process, of course, exists to adjudicate disputes or claims, but not for the purpose of creating delay for customers who are subject to disconnection because they fail to pay their bill. Therefore, I move that we dismiss the Howard's complaint and instruct the chief clerk to reject any further filing by the Howards which does not allege a violation of law. Commission Regulation 103-817B2 provides that the chief clerk may refuse to accept for filing any pleading which does not conform to the rules of the commission, and the clerk shall maintain mail written notice to the party or their authorized representatives within 10 days after receipt stating why the pleading was not accepted for filing. For these reasons, I move the complaint be dismissed.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item 17, docket number 2018-376E. Dominion Energy request approval to transfer real property and obtain certain waivers associated with real property transfers.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Belzer.
Mr. Chairman, I am recusing myself from this docket. I have recused myself on all of the matters involving the VC Summer cases here at the commission. While I was employed with ORS, this litigation was started in court, and while ORS was not a party, I do think that it is appropriate for me not to sit on this matter. I have not participated in any discussions on, and I just should not be voting on this matter, so I am recusing myself on this item. Thank you.
Okay, it will be noted that Commissioner Belzer is recused on this docket. Okay, we'll entertain a motion now.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, Dominion is requesting approval to transfer real property under the terms of the Lightsley versus SCE&G settlement agreement that resulted from the abandonment of SCE&G's nuclear units. The purpose of the transfer is to maximize cash benefits to the plaintiff's consumers in the Lightsey case as originally set out in order number 2018-824. Dominion is also requesting waiver from certain requirements to accomplish the proposed transfer. These requests include waivers of the bid requirement and a subdivision requirement of order number 92-931. I move we approve the request to transfer the properties as detailed in the company's request along with the waivers that Dominion is seeking. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Items number 18 and 19 and docket numbers 2019-318S and 2019-319S concern requests to acquire the T.J. Barnwell utility and the Harbor Islands utility.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, T.J. Barnwell Utilities, Inc. owns and operates sewer systems in Beaufort County, which serves 326 customers. Harbor Island Utilities, Utilities, Inc. owns and operates a water and sewer system in Beaufort County, which serves 402 water customers and 446 sewer customers. South Carolina Water Utilities, Inc. seeks to acquire the assets and facilities of these entities along with their service territories and certificates of public convenience and necessity. South Carolina Water Utilities, Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Southwest Water Company, which also owns Kiowa Utilities, Inc. ORS has reviewed the application and issued discovery to the companies. ORS understands that SCWU will absorb the customers, assets, and operations of T.J. Barnwell and Harbor Island. Upon closing the sales, the customers formerly served by T.J. Barnwell will continue to be charged for sewer service in accordance with the terms and conditions rate and charges approved by the commission in order number 2016-49. Likewise, the customers formerly served by Harbor Island will continue to be charged for water and sewer services in accordance with the terms and conditions, rates and charges approved by the commission in order number 2017-88. The joint applicants state that the day-to-day operations of the South Carolina Water Utility will be conducted using the same personnel currently at T.J. Barnwell and Harbor Island, with the support and oversight from Becky Dennis, Director of Operations for Kiowa Island Utilities, Inc., and her team. This includes weekend licensed duty operators. ORS has also stated that it has received the 2018 annual report due for T.J. Barnwell and Harbor Island, and there are no outstanding gross receipt assessments. Further, ORS receives no customer complaints and no letters of protest from these dockets. ORS has also made the following recommendations. Number one, approve the sale of assets and transfers of facilities, territory, and certificates of public convenience and necessity from Harbor Island and T.J. Barnwell to South Carolina Water Utilities. Number two, require the South Carolina Water Utilities to charge customers for water and sewer service in accordance with the rates and charges currently approved by the Commission in orders number 2017-88 and 2016-49. Number three, require South Carolina Water Utilities to file updated South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control water operating and wastewater disposal permits upon issued by South Carolina DHEC with the Commission. Number four, require South Carolina Water Utilities to file two separate performance bonds with the Commission at the maximum amount of $350,000 each, one for water and one for sewer, within 30 days of the completion of the sale and transfer. And number five, require South Carolina Water Utilities to maintain compliance with all Commissioners' rules and regulations relating to the provision of water and sewer service. Chairman, I move we approve the requested sale of assets and transfer of the facilities, territories, and certificates of public convenience and necessity, and adopt ORS's other recommendation and approve the request. As there are no interventions or protests after the notice, there is no rate impact to the customers. I move we waive our hearing in these dockets. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, turning to our transportation agenda, items number 1 through 5 are new applications that can be taken together. Item number 1, docket number 2019-382T, Owl Incorporated. Item 2, docket 2019-384T, Pleasant Care, LLC. Item 3, docket 2019-385T, Compassionate Transportation, LLC. Item 4, docket 2019-389T, Palmetto Express Medical Transportation, LLC. And item 5, docket 2019-392T, Divine Legacy Transport, LLC.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the applications identified by Mr. Menges in items 1 through 5. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 6, docket number 2019-192T, we have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
I move that we grant the request of Tommy's Transportation, LLC for an extension of time until March 27, 2020 to comply with Commission rules and regulations. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 7, docket number 2019-308T, we have a request for an extension of time.
Commissioner Belzer. Let's get your microphone on, Commissioner Belzer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I move that the Commission grant the request of Golden Ride LLC for an extension of time until October 1st, 2020 to comply with Commission rules and regulations. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belcher's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 8, docket number 2019-178T. We have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin,
I move we grant the request of Loyalty Transport LLC for an additional extension of time until April 15, 2020, to comply with commission rules and regulations. So moved.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 9, docket number 2006-49T. We have a request for a name change.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Chairman, I move we grant the request of Gloria Plowden to amend Class C taxi certificate number 7711 to read Gloria Plowden Charles. So move, Mr. Chair.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 10, docket number 2019-202T. We have a request for a name change.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard,
Chairman, I move we grant the request of East Coast Electronics LLC, DBA ECE Transportation, to amend their Class C, that's stretcher van certificate number 9472, to read Transportation On Demand, Inc. So move, Mr. Chairman.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item 11, docket number 2001-343T. We have another request for a name change.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belcher,
I move that the commission grant the request of Larry Stevens, doing business as D&L Limo Taxi, to amend Class C taxi certificate number 7148 to read D&L Limo Taxi LLC. So moved.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belcher's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 12, docket number 2019-391T. We have a request for approval of a pro forma merger.
Chairman.
Commissioner Howard,
Chairman, pursuant to 103-135, Roden and Moore LLC, DBA Two Men and a Truck of Charlotte, and Two Men and a Truck of Rock Hill, and R&M Charlotte LLC, DBA Two Men and a Truck of Charlotte, jointly request approval of a pro forma merger that results in R&M being the surviving company and the holder of certificate number 9713-A. Certificate number 9831 belongs to Rhoda and Moore and is proposed to be canceled. Joint applications state that these affiliate companies are owned by the same three members and the merger is merely a pro forma consolidation. Joint applications also request that the commission waive any publication requirement that might attach under Rule 103-32 due to the pro forma nature of the transaction and waiver Commission Rule 103-135, subsections 3A and B, which pertain to information the parties must disclose in the contract as well as certain financial information. Joint applicants maintain that the pro forma merger will not adversely affect the public interest because R&M will continue to provide household goods and moving service using equipment and employees of both companies, and the carrier has already proven that it is fit, willing, and able to perform household good moving services in South Carolina. ORS has reviewed the joint application and has no objections. It reports that neither company has had any customer complaints filed with ORS in the past 12 months, and they are in compliance with gross receipts and annual reports filing requirements. Chairman, I move we approve the merger and grant requested waivers. Certificate number 9831 belonging to Rhoda and Moore will be canceled upon the consummation of the transaction and notice of the closing shall be provided to ORS and to the PSC within 10 days of that closing. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Excuse me, I almost sneezed. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 13, docket number 2019-335T. We have a request to hold a hearing by video conference.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
I move that we deny the motion to hold this hearing by video conference because the applicant in this case is located within the state of South Carolina, which requires an in-person hearing unless it imposes some undue burden. So we've not been provided with any showing of an undue burden, and I move that we require the applicant and the applicant's attorney to appear before the commission in person at the commission's hearing here in our hearing room once the matter's been set. Thank you. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, that concludes today's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Minges. There's nothing else to come before us this afternoon. We are adjourned.
Thank you for joining us for today's post-meeting summary. These commission business meetings are held each Wednesday at 2 p.m., and all agendas and materials are posted to the docket management system prior to each meeting. If you have questions about commission business, we encourage you to reach out to us at robert.bachman@psc.sc.gov or via social media by following the SC Utility Consumer Program on Twitter @UtilityConsumer and on Facebook at SC Utility Consumer. Today's business meeting started at 2 p.m. with item 1 on the utilities agenda, a request made in docket number 2019-379-C to overturn the denial of a request for numbering resources in the 843 area code. Commissioner Howard moved to overturn the decision to deny the numbering resources and to direct them to approve the request. Items 2, 3, and 5 were taken together as they are 3 petitions to intervene in docket number 2019-290-WS. These requests were granted following a motion made by Commissioner Howard. Item 4 was a petition to intervene in docket number 2019-290-WS, with Commissioner Belser moving to grant this petition, but noting that the petitioner may not represent or speak on behalf of others. This motion carried. Item 5 was a petition to intervene, which was granted following a motion made by Commissioner Belser. Item 6 was a request to hold a night hearing in Anderson County. This request was granted as the Commission has scheduled a public night hearing on the evening of Thursday, February 6th in the Anderson County Council chambers. Item 7 was a petition to intervene in docket number 2019-367-A. This was granted following a motion made by Commissioner Hamilton. Item 8 was a petition to intervene in the same docket. This request was likewise granted by Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Item 9 was a request for approval of 2 amendments to a contract for electric service, along with a request to treat these amendments as confidential information, as they are commercially sensitive and proprietary in nature. This request was granted following a motion made by Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Belser noted that ORS has filed a letter stating that they have reviewed the request and have no objections. Item 10 was a petition to intervene in docket number 2019-326-E, which was granted by a motion made by Commissioner Irving. Items 11 through 15 were taken together, as they were petitions to intervene in docket number 2019-365-E. These 5 requests were granted following a motion made by Commissioner Hamilton. Item 16 was a request from Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC to dismiss a complaint, which was granted following a motion made by Commissioner Irving, who noted that the series of complaints filed by the complainant were, quote, abusive and wasteful of Commission resources, close quote. Item 17 was a request to approve the transfer of property and to obtain certain waivers associated with real property transfers, along with a request for expedited consideration. This request was granted following a motion made by Commissioner Howard, who noted that, quote, The purpose of the transfer is to maximize cash benefits to the plaintiff consumers in the Lightsey case, end quote. Commissioner Belser noted that she is recused from this matter. Items 18 and 19 were taken together and involved a request for approval of the sale of assets and the transfer of facilities, territory, and the certificate of public convenience and necessity from one utility to another. Commissioner Howard brought a motion to approve this request upon the approval of ORS's 5 recommendations. The complete directive outlining these recommendations and the Commission's opinion will be available on the Commission's docket management website at dms.psc.sc.gov. In addition to these items, Commissioners were also briefed on 71 other issues related to utilities in South Carolina. The complete list of these items, as well as links to dockets and all materials, is available on the docket management system at dms.psc.sc.gov. Moving on to the transportation agenda. Items 1 through 5 were requests for new applications which were granted by a motion made by Commissioner Hamilton. Item 6 was a request for an extension which was granted by a motion made by Commissioner Irving. Item 7 was a similar request for extension which was granted following a motion brought by Commissioner Belser. Item 8 was a request for an extension which was granted by a motion made by Commissioner Irving. Item 9 was a request to amend a certificate to reflect an updated name, which was granted. Commissioner Hamilton made the motion to grant this request, which carried. Item 10 was a similar request, which was likewise granted following a motion made by Commissioner Howard. Item 11 was another request to amend a certificate. Commissioner Belser made the motion to grant this, which carried. Item 12 was a request to approve a merger between 2 transportation companies, which was granted following a motion made by Commissioner Howard, who noted that, quote, the pro forma merger will not adversely affect the public interest because R&M will continue to provide household goods moving services using the equipment and employees of both companies, and the carrier has already proven that it is fit, willing, and able to perform household goods moving services in South Carolina. Item 13 was a request to hold a hearing via video conference, which was denied following a motion made by Commissioner Irving, who noted that the applicant in this case is located within the state and thus, quote, requiring an in-person hearing does not impose an undue burden, end quote. In addition to the items discussed in detail, Commissioners were advised on 8 other transportation-related issues. The complete list of these, as well as links to dockets and materials, can be found on the docket management system at dms.psc.sc.gov. The next Commission business meeting is set for Wednesday, January 15th at 2 p.m. You can access the live stream broadcast of that meeting by visiting our site at psc.sc.gov and clicking on live stream. If you have questions about today's proceedings, please follow us on social media, on Twitter at PSC of SC and at Utility Consumer, or on Facebook at Public Service Commission of South Carolina or SC Utility Consumer. You can also call the offices of the PSC at 803-896-5100. Thank you.